Merry morning and new moon, sweet friends. It is Moonwind Fairy here to do your Virgo new moon message, energy, and vibes reading. New moons are all about planting seeds, setting intentions, new beginnings. And this is a general reading, so that just happens to mean if you happen to see this video, there might be a message here for you. If not, just telling stories with the cards. So let's see what we got going on. What is going to be the vibe? Now, Virgo are very much thinkers, very practical, realistic. They like to analyze things. They like to know things, which is great. But in a new moon situation, I think you really want to be looking for positive solutions. You want to be planting seeds. You want to be starting something new and not, kind of analyzing things to the point where you're kind of unable to move forward. So let's see what this new moon has. What's the new moon vibe? Page of Swords. So Page of Swords. Swords represent our thoughts and our intellect. Page of Swords is restlessness. It is defiance and defensive. It's a need to come up with some new ideas. See the little light bulbs? So being that it's a new moon, I think that, and like I said, positive solutions. Instead of feeling defiant and defensive, maybe restless, come up with some new solutions. That's what I'm going to say the vibe is. New solutions to whatever situation you're in. If you're in a relationship or if you're in a job situation, not just new solutions, positive new solutions. It's funny because I have lots of Virgo people in my life, lots and lots. And they are thinkers. They analyze things. They want information. But I always kind of, because I don't have the left side of my brain, I feel things more. Anyway, I always say, some people just have problems for every solution. And that's what we don't want to be doing this new moon. We want to be looking for the positive solutions, not the problems that could be. And I think, not just Virgos. There's a lot of people that are that way. But anyway, if you know, you know. So let's go. 3 cards for the energy around you are coming towards you. So we got Queen of Cups, 2 of Cups, and 7 of Wands. Cups represent our relationships, our emotions, and our feelings. Queen of Cups is emotional healing. She is kindness, unconditional love for herself and others. She can also represent insecurity. 2 of Cups is, the deepening of an emotional connection. It could mean an engagement or some, a marriage, something like that. But it can also mean the opposite, like there isn't, everything's kind of up in the air. And then there's 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands is, Wands represent our energy, our enthusiasm, our passion. 7 of Wands is feeling challenged and having to ground and protect yourself. And so, yeah, we got to come up with some positive solutions, because what I think is happening is there's something in our life that we are feeling restless with. We're almost defiant and defensive. Now, if this is a relationship, we're letting our insecurities run amok. And we are, wanting this commitment. We're wanting that deepening of the connection, but we're also feeling very challenged in this situation. So yeah, we want to be looking for positive solutions, and that is going to be our vibe for this new moon, because the energy around you is unconditional love for self and others, mostly for yourself, kindness, the possibility of deepening the emotional connection to those around you, or especially if you're in a relationship and it's not you're letting your insecurities run the show. That's not going to be good. And also, you don't want to be challenged. Who wants to be challenged in a relationship? Some people like that. I'm like, if it's a challenge, I'm out. I'm out. Especially if it's a challenge of, my intentions or my feelings, my affection. Yeah. See ya. All right, let's see what is emerging, transforming, and healing. Woo-wee. We got some good stuff here. So what we got is Nine of Cups. Cups represent relationships, emotions, or feelings. This is the wish card. This is, your desires fulfilled. This is the universe wanting to grant you your wish. Right in the middle, we've got King of Wands. Now, King of Wands is he's excitement. He's fun. He's adventure. He's very charismatic, very passionate energy. Great if you're in a new job situation or business. This is this very entrepreneurial, successful energy. But I'm saying what's transforming is, King of Wands, he's like, no commitment dude. He just likes to have fun. So, and then you've got what's healing is Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles represent our hearth and home and how we make our monies. Two of Pentacles is about finding balance in your life. So we're trying to find positive solutions. That's the vibe for this new moon so far. And it really has to do with our relationships, our emotions, and our feelings. We're either feeling challenged and insecure, and we're coming at our situations with that energy, and defiant and defensive and restless, or are we gonna, change that up and really just kind of unconditionally love ourselves and others, and really kind of commit to what lies ahead, the journey, because there are wishes coming true. I gotta get going here. Solution, outcome, future. The solution is something's got to give. The Tower. Now, the Tower kind of scares people sometimes. The Tower is sudden change, something blowing up, but it's also an indication that you can rebuild with a firmer, stronger foundation. That's what you need to be doing. The outcome of that is going to be Four of Swords. Swords represent our thoughts and intellect. This is deep rest. This is resting in your nest with your heart and your thoughts. So if this is a breakup, which it could be because you're in a relationship where you're feeling defiant and defensive, insecure, the universe wants to grant you your wishes. But, and if there's no commitment in a relationship, what's the point, right? Anyway, if you do go through this, and it doesn't have to be a relationship, it could be a situation, you're going to need to rest, because the future is the world. You're going to be completing a chapter and moving forward in success. You could be traveling, all kinds of good stuff. Okay, final outcome or what needs to change. What needs to change is Five of Wands. Five of Wands represents energy, enthusiasm, or passion, jealousy, insecurity, gossip, competition. No. So it feels like there's a situation that you're in that you're feeling restless, defiant and defensive, maybe insecure. If it's a relationship, it's because there's no commitment. You need to get out of these situations that are, fueling your jealousies or making you feel like you have to compete. That's silly. All right, let me pull 3 more cards. Okay, we got the Wheel of Fortune. You need to end the cycle because on the other end of that is destiny, fate, and good fortune. There's a difficult choice to make with Two of Swords and Six of Pentacles, because there needs to be balance restored in the giving and receiving. That could be financially, emotionally, or energetically. So that's what I got for you. The vibe for this Virgo new moon is positive solutions. Thanks for hanging out with me. You have a blessed and beautiful new moon journey.